Hello, and welcome back. This is V here, Pam's behind the camera today.
Hello.
And today we're making a very simple and easy vegetable. We call it Sabji, and Pam's asked me before, what does Sabji mean? And it just means a cooked version of a raw vegetable. That's what it means. So today I'm gonna make cabbage ka sabji. So what I did, I had a whole head of cabbage chopped up, and it was a small head, so I chopped it all up, and then I chopped up an onion with it and some peas and potatoes.
It's probably about maybe a half a cup,
Yeah,
3/4 of a cup of peas.
Yeah, and it
then
was one potato.
One potato.
Yeah, and it was like a medium-sized potato. So that's what I did.
So if you're trying to lose weight, like
Yeah.
50-50.
This is a 50-50 dish for you. So you can just have this and you're good to go. And if you want more, if you want to add more starch to it, you can add more vegetable on the side.
Could you have it with rice on the side?
Oh yeah, you could have it with rice.
Because you've got lots of cabbage in there.
Yeah, there's plenty cabbage in there. And so we'll put everything down in the description, so don't worry, sit back and just relax, enjoy the video. So here I have my pot heating up, and what I am gonna do is I'm gonna pop I took about half a tablespoon of mustard seeds, and I'm gonna put them in here as the pot's warming up. I want the seeds to pop, so I'm gonna have that pop, and when that pops, we'll put the curry leaves and we'll put the cabbage in there, let it go for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna come in and add the seasoning. It's a super simple.
Now you said the
Yeah.
black mustard seeds and not the white ones. So
Yes.
why? Tell me why.
So I have never cooked with white mustard seeds. I didn't even know that it existed before I came here in America. And I've never seen it before either. Before I came to America, I never saw.
So it's just because that's what you've always done. Is use the black mustard seeds.
I've never experimented with the white mustard seeds, like how they sit in the food. The black mustard seeds, when they, my mom always says that when you add the mustard seeds to the food, it tends to give out some tang eventually. The more it sits, the more tangier your dish gets. So that's all. So that's all I know how to cook with. So, I was like, I don't know how tangy they make the food.
And I will say though, with any mustard seeds, you do hear it popping. So when she says you wait for the pop, it's like popcorn. You hear it popping.
Yeah, you do. And it kind of smells like that too. Like when popcorn is popping.
Yeah.
But you have to, I see some movement in there. So
I'm hoping we get to hear, that way you can see it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. There, you can hear it now too.
there you go.
Yeah, and you can, once it starts popping, I think you can start to smell it as well.
So since it's popping, I am gonna go ahead, put in my curry leaves, which this was about 1 tablespoon, and throw those in. If you have fresh, use the fresh ones. And then what I'm gonna do is throw all of this in. This is such an easy thing to prepare. It doesn't, it's not much, and it tastes really good. It's really simple, and today my son requested this, so that's why we're making it. So it's good. If kids are asking for cabbage, it's good.
Vegetables?
Yeah. So, and you can chop or cut the cabbage however you want. If you want to dice it up, you can do that as well. So since this is in, I'm going to cover and let this cook for just a few minutes.
On a low or medium?
On a medium. Okay. And then I'm just going to come in and add the spices, and the spices are not that much. All right, so it's been 5 minutes, and if you look at it, you can see some sear on the cabbage. See that? Which is good. That's why I use this pan. That way, if it sticks to the bottom, this is kind of a non-stick pan. It's a little different. But all I'm gonna add in here is some salt. I'm gonna add, I have a 1 teaspoon measure. I'm adding about
half a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Well, it's about 1 teaspoon now.
1 teaspoon. Yeah. 1 teaspoon. Then I'm going to add
Just a pinch.
just a pinch of pepper.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna add dry mango powder, 1 teaspoon.
1 rounded teaspoon.
Yeah. And then turmeric, I'm gonna start with half a teaspoon and go up if I need it. And that's all. That's all. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go in with the other half teaspoon of the
Turmeric?
yeah. So, and that's it. I'm not gonna add any other seasoning. And in the end, if it needs more salt, I'll just salt it. And since cabbage takes a while to cook, and this one's starting to sear at the bottom, I will add a little water to help steam it and cook it through.
Yeah, because we don't cook with any oil.
Yeah,
so.
there's no oil in here. So I have about 1/4 cup of water.
Maybe a little bit more than a fourth, yep.
And I'm just gonna add that in. I'm gonna see how it looks. And I'm probably gonna need some more.
But just keep an eye on it, because you don't want your food to really burn.
Gosh, I need a little bit more water.
So you need to really keep an eye on your food.
Yeah.
To make
and
sure
then,
that it's not going to burn.
And I'm going in with a little more water because I feel like it needs it. So I would say about half a cup I've put in here.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this go at a medium low for like 15 minutes so the cabbage is cooked through.
And this
And
kind
the
of a
potatoes.
dish, it's not, I'm getting steam on my camera lens. It's not a stew, so
No.
you don't want it wet.
No.
It's more of a drier vegetable dish, I think.
Actually, I might add a little bit more water because it just soaked all that up. So you want to add as you go. So I'm adding another
So you've probably added a cup in total.
Okay. But you got to see if, it all depends on the type of vegetable,
Yeah.
the quality of the cabbage. So I'm going to let that sit on medium low for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and check, see where the cabbage is, see how cooked the potatoes are, and then we'll dish it up. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we added a little more cook time. We set a timer for 20 minutes, and then we came back and it was still a little raw, so I let it go for 5 more minutes. So 25 minutes in total. And then I did add a little bit more salt to this.
About a teaspoon and a half more.
Yeah, teaspoon and a half more. And now everything is cooked.
And you added another 1/4 cup of water, but
I
you
did
not need it depending on your vegetables.
it really depends on how your cabbage is that day. And if you look at the potato, I can put it apart with my fingernail, which is clean, by the way.
Well, I believe you. They might not care anyway, because they're not eating our food. So.
And then I have some cilantro that I want to cut and put into it just to add some freshness, So you don't have to. It's completely optional, but
some people don't like cilantro.
Yeah. Some people find it soapy, but I just feel like it just gives it a little freshness.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to add it. So it's totally up to you. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. I added a little bit, and that's it. It's ready. See?
Looks delicious, and that's what we're having for dinner tonight.
Yeah. So forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell us down below what do you use cabbage like? What's your famous dish that has been passed on to you that you continue to cook with cabbage? Because I'll tell you, at the grocery store when I grab cabbage, a lot of people assume it's going to be coleslaw, and it's it's completely different. It's like, why didn't you just grab the chopped one? And we're like, well, we didn't want that one. This is what we want. But tell us down below about that if you have a special recipe, and we will see you back here next week. Bye.